Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast, focused on providing valuable information for anyone looking to undertake a new build or extension project. We'll share our tips, tricks and stories from a building designer's perspective.
Welcome to the Building Design Primetime Podcast. I'm your host, Amelia, and once again we're joined by Frank Geskis.
Hey, Amelia.
Oh, look, it's a wonderful Friday.
It is, but it's also summer. What a beautiful summer we've been having.
I know.
So we've had a bit of a break over Christmas and we've been enjoying the lovely summer around the north of the state.
We have.
And it's been absolutely brilliant.
It's sunny outside. Can't complain.
No, plenty of fishing going on.
Yep. Well, you went fishing last week.
Yep, went fishing multiple times, all different types of fishing, playing golf, eating out, having a few drinks, lots of games, lots of fun, friends.
And then you're back into the grind this week.
And literally I hit the road, not running, I tripped over.
Oh, I reckon a few times.
It's like the workload was wow, and everyone knew you were back.
But what a nice way to finish off the week. Let's talk about our topic for this week. We're going to talk about teenagers and teenage retreats.
Yeah, just that breakout space.
Yeah.
And things I've observed and done for customers in the past when designing houses. Planning for the future, because you might have young kids now and you design your house as young kids, that's fine. But when they get older, you know, you got to have a couple of considerations, and it also depends on your family dynamics and how you guys operate as a family and what you do together, what you don't do together. You know, when we design houses, some parents wish to have their bedroom far away from the kids' bedrooms.
Yes.
Others want them really close.
Keep an eye on them.
Whatever. It's each their own.
Yeah.
You know, it's choice. And it's been able to facilitate that. But I also like to bring in, especially when the kids are young, it says, okay, kids are young, they got lots of toys, don't they? Like crazy amount of toys.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I've always found a flexible space off the living area has always been really good. You know, could be off the dining lounge, whatever, double doors, and all the toys are in there for the little kids.
Yeah.
It can then turn into a study room.
Yes.
As the kids, and a lot of the kids like gaming and stuff, so, you know, that's one of those popular things. And turns into a computer room, it turns into a study for mum and dad. I've seen friends of mine designed a house for it. It's been that whole evolution. And now I think it's a craft room, it's a part gym.
Yep.
And it's this spare room off the living space, and it's been used for so many different uses. And it's worked, I believe it's worked well for them. And I know for myself, we had a rumpus room off our house, but it was on the lower floor. And little kids didn't want that. Little kids always want to be near the parents until they get older.
Then they want a little bit more space.
Oh, they're out of there.
They want their friends to come over. They're watching movies in there.
Yeah, they didn't do much of that, but but when they had games, lots of games.
Gaming, yep.
Yeah, games. Well, not gaming, no. 8-ball, foosball, you know, table soccer.
Yep.
Air hockey, games, Nerf wars, throwing shit at each other, playing Lego and dumb stuff. So line that wall with line it with concrete and soundproof. No, but having that, in all seriousness, having a space for kids as they get older. We have designed some houses, and again, it comes down to the family dynamics, how you want to grow up, but where you've got the bedrooms and then they open onto their own living space or rumpus. Mm-hmm. And it's opposite end of the house, you know, and then you just no connection with the parents.
Yes.
You know, and that's, if they want to do that, that's up to them. I know my parents in the 70s, they built this extension on the back of their house and had this massive rumpus room.
How good is that though?
Well, it was interesting because it wasn't a pure rumpus room because it had all their furniture and they had an open fireplace. It was their second lounge as such, and they had parties in there too.
Yeah, nice.
So my parents had parties in there. We had birthday parties. When friends came over, as kids, we all played out there. And even better, I could beat up on my brothers and couldn't hear them scream. So now they're bigger.
You wouldn't
me.
be a bully, would you?
Yep. And now they're bigger than me, so they pick on me now. And having that breakout space when you get older. And we're talking about teenagers and having that space, having a bit of their own space, like having their friends over, you know. I think it's pretty cool you can do that. Place to crash. Sometimes you've got birthday parties, sleepovers, do their own thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's a nice thing to be able to design into the house space, but it also makes that house more usable long term too, because as the kids move out, or not move out as it is happening more nowadays, it becomes a more flexible space. And it's even cooler when you can build that flexible space where it can open onto an outdoor area as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it becomes an entertainment room. But it's amazing how these rooms will evolve, and it's nice if you can design it with that mind, with as your family grows, you've got these spaces.
Yes, and I can tell you growing up, and I come from a big family, we had, and it's still called the playroom, and it has been a playroom. And then it was, so my brother, when he didn't want to share with my other brother, so he decided to make it his bedroom. So the playroom ended up being the bedroom, and then now it's gone back to playroom again with the grandchildren.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so it's definitely evolved over the years.
And I think it's what people have to consider is that long-term thing of your houses and grandkids. And I know my wife talks about if we have grandkids designing a new house, have that consideration.
And it's really interesting. I'd like to know whether that's something that people are incorporating now into their homes, in those flexible type spaces, whether you call it a rumpus room or second living area.
I believe if you could do it off your living area, it's going to be that really flexible space. Normally, every living area is the three core things. You've got your living/lounge, kitchen, dining. Pretty standard, most houses. If you're lucky enough, you might get two living areas. But if that living area could be closed off, it could be that flexible space. You can turn into a cinema room, a media room.
And I mean, how many of those spaces would have got changed into an office during COVID?
Well, great point.
I reckon there would have been quite a few.
And they still are.
Yeah,
In
you're
some
probably
cases,
right.
People work from home.
Exactly.
When people start their own businesses and you start from home, you need a space.
Yes.
Rather than using a bedroom, is that space. I feel not a lot of consideration has been made for that flexible space like they used to. We're seeing, and there could be budgetary constraints that are happening now.
That doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
The cost of construction going up 30-40% since 2020, and that doesn't include the cost of the land. Like here in Tasmania, I can also say it's virtually doubled. That the same block of land is virtually doubled, which is really unfortunate, but it is what it is, and it's going to make it harder for people to get into that market on that new build. But anyway, there's still means and ways of getting into the housing market. You've just got to think differently. So when you design your house, is it going to be a forever home?
Yeah, that's another thing you got to weigh up.
Yeah, or is it a house that, and I don't think a lot of people consider enough, they want everything now, right?
Yes.
It's pretty common. But what about if you designed your house, it suits me right now. But then as designers, and we've done this a few times, where it's designed to be able to extend it.
Yeah, so it's a modular type design.
Modular, it's just, you can space this way. It's easy to get a bedroom, easy to get living, easy to get a garage. You can do that.
Yes.
Because we still do lots of additions for customers, and I love doing them personally. I think it's great when you can change a building and how it functions and make it more suitable to people's needs at that time of their life. But I think you've got to think forward of that as well.
Yes.
The other beauty as teenagers, when they get a little bit older, is the car yard.
Yes.
Like I've got my sister and brother-in-law, they got like 5 kids in a cul-de-sac, and 2 have moved out, now 3 of them are still there, and there's just cars, work cars, personal cars, and there's cars everywhere. In a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it's, and not all blocks you can cater for this, but it's having enough space to fit not just cars in the garage, but off the street.
Yes, yes. My poor parents have put up with that. My brother's into cars, and thankfully 3/4 of an acre sort of accommodates not too badly for that.
That's not bad. But it's true though, because you have cars.
Yeah.
And you annoy the neighbours by filling up the whole street.
Yes.
And just looking at teenagers, and every teenager does different things, how they run, whether they're working or studying or work/study, and they've all got cars and swapping cars around and borrowing cars and
their friends are always over because they're driving as well now. And
the other side of it is friends always coming over. And I think you're awfully privileged when all the friends come to your house all the time.
Yeah, it's nice if they feel comfortable.
Yeah. I think it's wonderful. You can deal with the the remnants of that later on.
The remnants, what, the stench?
Well, when as a person you know from boys, especially, I went LAN parties. For those who don't LAN parties,
yes,
they
the
bring all the
gaming.
computers,
Yes,
they do the
yes.
game, they're all in one room, and they're all getting excited and sweaty, and there's leftover pizza and beer and whatever energy drinks going on, and you walk in there and you get smacked in the face with a BO.
Yeah.
Yeah, not pretty.
You need a clean-up clause after one of those.
Oh, you need a floor waste in the middle to hose it all down and clean it out. But anyway, look, I actually like it because they're all doing stuff together as friends, and it's a heap of fun. I can't comment on girls because I don't have groups of girls. I don't know what they do when they all get together.
Oh, you've got all boys.
I've got boys.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one girl, but...
Oh, you've got April, yes.
That's right. And then, she had some sleepovers and stuff.
Yeah. I think, well...
They don't shut up.
Yeah, they chat and they'll probably paint their nails and...
No, they didn't do that.
Oh.
They just chat. They just would not shut
Okay.
up. That was unbelievable. Soundproof. You need soundproofing.
Yes.
But, and, look, again, like I say, it is nice that all friends come together and they do stuff together. It's great. And if they come to your house, I think it's a privilege.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Things to consider. Soundproofing. Ventilation.
Yes. Good windows, ventilation.
But if you've got a young family planning for the future, if you've got a bit of acreage, that might help too. You know, have the shed.
Yes. Parking, obviously, we've mentioned
Well, I'm
that.
thinking the shed for the kids can go out because we've done quite a number of. They weren't man caves; it's just space for the kids to go.
Yes.
Because they don't have space in the house.
Yeah.
So they can go out to the shed and it might have a fireplace in there, 8-ball table tennis, whatever. They play games and whatnot. And when they get older, they play beer pong and other stuff.
Spin the bottle.
Yes. Well, who am I to judge? It's then allowing that space because you want your kids to be around. You want to be able to enjoy their friends because they're good kids, hopefully, and they'll come around and enjoy parties together, celebrations, and that's why I love outdoor entertainment areas too. That you can do that too. You got the breakout space outside.
Yes.
And it goes back to that whole al fresco and decks, and we've had that podcast before. So a house is a place to be with family and friends.
Oh, agreed.
Because, like my word, you have some big family get-togethers.
Oh, just little ones.
Oh, little ones. What, you got 60 people there? So I suppose what I want everyone to consider is when you plan your house going forward for the future. Like, lots of people keep moving, and I can't see how that's cost-effective.
No.
You keep moving house to house, you might end up having 3 houses. And I'm thinking, by the time you sell it and you give a heap of money to your real estate agent, then you go buy a new one and you've paid for the other real estate agent, and you're going to pay stamp duty plus all the transfer fees and all the legal stuff, and you do that a few times, that chews up a fair bit of dough.
Oh, it does, yeah.
So wouldn't it be great if you found a great spot that you can keep expanding, modifying for your future needs with the teenagers, your kids? Yeah.
To be fair, how many first home buyers look, that far into the future when they're buying their first property
and
or
that's
building?
A fair point. No, you make a very valid point there.
Not
we
every.
I know we didn't. And then once we started having kids, so this house is rubbish, and it was. Loved the house, loved the location. By the time we got kids, it was hopeless.
Or maybe just your circumstances change. It might not even be kids. I mean, look at me. I live in suburbia and I'm moving out to a rural property. Yep. That was only because I got into horses as an adult.
Mm. And you're right. You got car guys like me just want bigger sheds to fit more cars in.
Yep.
And you have a hoist and stuff.
Yes.
It's whatever your circumstances. It could be into bikes, whatever.
Caravans.
Woodwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Hobbies, hunting.
Yep.
Fishing. Oh, mate, fishing. So, this is where it's planning for your future around your houses. And I do know a lot of people, they go then to larger blocks rather than your standard suburban blocks. Go large, so you can fit a shed, outdoor entertainment, got the swim spa, park the boat, park the caravan, kids' cars, dirt bikes. Then the boyfriend or girlfriend's partners join.
Yes, and then it gets quite big.
And that's a thing coming forward too, because we're talking to teenagers, but when they go to young adults, it's a change again, because more young adults are staying at home, so then they can hopefully start saving for their own place.
And I mean, let's be real, a lot of people are staying at home a lot longer.
Yep.
You know, my brother's 30, he's living at home at the moment.
Yeah, my brother did that too, but he had a good reason.
Did he?
Yeah, it was so good. He had half the house to himself. Mum did everything. It was brilliant.
All the meals cooked, washing done.
Everything.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, then he bought his first house. He was saving for it anyway. And just bang.
Yeah. And you do save a lot of money that way, to be fair.
Yeah. So I think it's worth thinking of your future.
Yeah, definitely. We've done a few kind of quite large scale extensions to accommodate for older, kids, teenage people. And
probably the biggest, when it comes to extensions, if you're looking at that to modifying your house to suit your needs, is usually putting a master bedroom in with an ensuite and walk-in robe.
Yes.
That is by far the most common extension we do.
Is it? Oh, there you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you might renovate some other bits, but if there's anything, it's that, because so many houses don't have that. So it gives them the second bathroom, gives them extra storage space, and potentially a larger bedroom.
Yep. The other thing, and we've discussed this before, is putting a studio or granny flat in the backyard.
Yeah, and that's an interesting one because there's good reasons for that, either renting it out or you generally have someone that needs space.
Yes. Or it's a place where you kick the kids out of the house where they can be with their friends and hang out, and it's like a rumpus room. And
yeah, that's why shed's good.
Yeah, sheds are good for that too.
Or the really savvy people, you might have a single person in a big house, do the graphic, I move into there, rent the house out.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
So lots of possibilities. We're getting away from the teenagers.
We are, yes.
So, yeah, I suppose teenagers look at study nooks.
Yes.
Especially with the young teenagers, don't want them in their room with their laptops,
no,
computers.
Till all hours of the
night. Well, with all that cyber security and all the rest of it.
Yeah, so, yeah.
And that's being smart, and you've got a common place, you can recharge all your devices, and then where you can study and do stuff. So all those things have to be considered because the world is changing very fast.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah. So I guess they're sort of the take-home points, aren't they?
Try and think of the future. Predict how many children you're going to have.
Oh, that's a little bit hard.
Very much so it is. It's quite difficult to plan that, but everyone seems to have a plan nowadays of what they want to do.
Yeah, I think people are fairly savvy these days, not just with houses, but with everything, a lot of research.
Want to have 2 kids, want to have 5 kids.
Yeah.
Whatever. Buy the suitable vehicle, adjust the house to suit.
Yes.
So lots of research and planning in what you want.
Yeah, and I mean, the earlier the better.
Oh, very true. And we can help go through that too because you've also got your budgetary constraints with that.
Definitely. All right, well, we might wrap it up there, folks. Thanks for listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.
Catch us later.
You're listening to the Building Design Primetime Podcast.